Hey man, say man, let's thank God for another day, man. Glory to God. You feel what I'm saying? And look, y'all, I ain't even gonna do the regular intro, folks. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been hearing about this for the longest, folks. I've been hearing about this for so long. I guess it was like a rapper who killed a 15-year-old girl or something. This is why we reacted to it. I don't know, bro. This video 5 days old, but I think this has been going on for like a week now, this situation. But I've been hearing about it on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything. I just never reacted to it, bro. But the title says, Decomposed body of teen girl found in singer's trunk, identified. Like I say, I don't know what's going on. We're gonna hop straight into it, though. All glory to God. Let's just...
New details just released about the identity of the person found wrapped in plastic discovered in the trunk of a singer's car. We're breaking down the latest and where the investigation stands now, as the singer's rep maintains that he's fully cooperating with the investigation. Thanks for joining us on Law and Crime. I'm Elizabeth Milner. Investigators say the remains were of a 15-year-old girl who was reported missing last year. But even with this new lead at this time, police are keeping tight-lipped if they have a suspect or a person of interest. Earlier this month, employees at a tow yard in Hollywood noticed a strong odor coming from one of the cars. The smell was so strong and foul, they had no choice but to call police. When officers arrived, that's when the startling discovery was made. A body was wrapped in plastic and dumped in the vehicle's trunk. When investigators dug into who that car belonged to, they learned it was registered to the singer David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke. Officials say that the car was towed from the Hollywood Hills after someone reported it missing. Investigators believe that the body was put in the trunk about 5 days before it was towed to the impound lot. Now, initially, we didn't know much, including who was the victim. Did the victim have ties to the singer? Was the singer a person of interest or a suspect? We're still waiting to learn more, but now investigators reportedly identified who the victim is. We're learning this week that the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner ID'd the victim as a 15-year-old girl named Celeste Rivas. According to LAPD, the victim was 5'2", had wavy hair, and a tattoo on her right index finger that says shh. She was found wearing a tube-top black leggings, an earring, and a yellow metal
I ain't gonna
chain.
lie, these tattoos been getting out of hand. People be getting anything nowadays. Like, I ain't talking about her specific. Well, I just heard it from her, so I'm bringing it up. But man, y'all, this why I ain't gonna lie. I ain't scared of the needle. I ain't scared of the pain. I ain't scared of none of that. The only thing about a tattoo is that, what if you get it and you like it for like? Cause I know me, my opinion be changing. I get the tattoo and I just don't stop liking it after like 2 months. I'm like, bro, what is this on my arm, or what is this on my neck, or what is this on my hand, or what is this on my leg? You feel me? Like, bro, what is this on my chest? Like, bro, it's just random black ink on my body. Like, you feel me? Like, when your stuff start, like, I don't know, bro, but hey, I don't know.
According to a report by TMZ, though, the singer David also had that exact same tattoo on his right index finger. But that doesn't necessarily equal murder suspect. It might be an odd coincidence, especially with other celebs like Lindsay Lohan, Rihanna, and Lily Allen sporting the same tat. Here's what else we know about 15-year-old Celeste. Her mom told local reporters she had been missing for more than a year. Her mom said when she saw the news of the body found in David's Tesla, it was suspicious to her because her daughter's boyfriend's name was also David. Little is known at this time about the events leading up to Celeste going missing. According to a missing poster, she was last seen on April 5th of 2024 in Lake Elsinore, California. That was when she was 13 years old. She was
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running. That's why
he killing 13-year-olds, bro. How old is dog? Well, I'm probably grown, but this jack's stupid.
Pants, a black sweater, hat, and Hello Kitty sandals. Attorneys for the singer say that he continues to cooperate with the investigation.
What is wrong with Buddy?
While authorities haven't publicly said that he is a suspect, that hasn't stopped some people from jumping to their own conclusions. Some eagle-eyed fans pointed to David's previous songs as some kind of clues or messages, like Romantic Homicide, for example. His lyrics include, "In the back of my mind, I killed you, and I didn't even regret it. I can't believe I said it, but it's true. I hate you." Now, that song was released in 2022, 2 years before Celeste went missing and 3 years before her body was discovered. But again, it didn't stop some people from speculating. Then, in another report from TMZ released Wednesday, the singer professed his love to someone named Celeste in an unreleased song. According to the report, those unreleased tracks included the lyrics, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest. Smell her clothes like cigarettes. I hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed." The other verse included the lyrics, "Oh Celeste."
Bro, this junk not funny. It's just like, what else do you do, bro? But laugh. Like, bro, what? He's bragging about being obsessed with a 13-year-old freaking female. Okay. Like,
each time I take a breath, I'm obsessed. The other verse included the lyrics, "Oh Celeste, afraid you'll only love me when undressed, but you look so damn gorgeous in that dress. Missing you so much makes me depressed, but I digress because." Now, according to the report, that song was leaked in December of 2023, just months before Celeste was officially reported missing. And it's important to note, no official confirmation Celeste in the leaked song is the same Celeste found in the car. Companies like Crocs and Hollister pulled their marketing campaigns after Celeste's body was discovered too. In a joint statement, the brands wrote, "We are aware of this developing story. With respect to the current situation, we have removed campaign content featuring David while the investigation continues." According to a previous report by TMZ, it was police who told David that there was a body inside his Tesla because he had no idea what was going on. But it's still unclear how the car registered to him ended up in a tow lot if it wasn't even reported missing. Again, the singer's rep says that he has been cooperating, but we learned today he's pausing his current world tour. According to TMZ, he was supposed to hit the stage in Seattle for a concert, but sources tell the outlet that concert was canceled and the rest of his tour is on pause. Following the latest in the investigation, ABC7 Eyewitness News reports a house close to where the Tesla was abandoned was searched. Dozens of investigators were reportedly seen taking a computer and other items from a home in Hollywood. Some homeowners told the news outlet they remembered seeing that Tesla for a while, either parked at the house where police conducted their search or at other spots on the same street. But as of this recording, he isn't named as a suspect, and no criminal charges have been filed against him. So the mystery and investigation continues. I'm joined now by retired FBI agent Colin Schmidt. Colin, thank you so much for joining me. What's your reaction to this latest development as the medical examiner says that the body found in the trunk was a 15-year-old girl?
That's enough evidence for me.
Well, it looks like it's a terrible, terrible tragedy for that 15-year-old girl's family. Is obviously the victim. And the fact that she was found in a trunk, it indicates that there's some level of foul play with this, and it's only going to get more interesting and probably more tragic as the story comes out.
And I think probably, the biggest part of this story is that the car that the victim was found in was registered to a very popular singer. And we know that the singer is cooperating with the investigation, and officials haven't named him as a suspect or a person of interest. But in your opinion, with the information that we know now, do you think that he has anything to do with it?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is for whoever did this, a Tesla is nothing more than a rolling supercomputer. So it's going to have all kinds of information in there when they get when the engineers get in and get all the data.
That's true.
So I'm confident they're going to know exactly what happened in a very short period of time. And then the fact that there's such a close connection between the decedent and this rapper, it's only going to get more interesting, like I said, as far as what really happened.
And it's interesting, too, kind of the circumstances as we're learning more, because the victim's mom even told police that she got suspicious it was her daughter because her daughter also had a boyfriend named David. Do you think that that's just a terrible coincidence? And also, we're learning that they both had this tattoo on their index finger with the letters "sh" written on it, kind of similar to a lot of other celebrities, especially kind of in the millennial era, who also had that same tattoo. But do you think this is all just a terrible coincidence?
No.
Well, unfortunately, in violent crime, there's no such thing as a coincidence. It's a coincidence is actual circumstantial evidence. So all these data points are starting to point towards this rapper. We don't know what his role was, and if indeed he did have anything to do with it, but it does appear that there's some sort of culpability that this rapper is going to have with this girl's death.
What is we talking about?
And where does the investigation or investigators really go from here? They know the identity of the victim. The cause of death right now is listed as deferred, but what happens next?
Well, the most important piece of evidence is the body. The body tells the entire story. So, as I understand it from social media, that the medical examiner has not finished their investigation, and then the next step of that would be obviously the toxicology reports, which take a couple of days to a couple of weeks to get back, and then that's going to point the investigators in the direction of where to take their next steps, as well as the search of the interior of the compartment that she was found in and the passenger compartment, because if there was any blood or any signs of foul play or violence, then that obviously points into a direction that they need to go.
And what's going to be more important to the investigation, finding out what happened inside that car, if anything happened inside that car, or the forensic evidence in the car, or is it going to be finding where the scene of the crime actually took place and kind of working backwards really from there?
Well, working backwards is from the body, and the body will start is basically points all the directional arrows, so to speak, on where to go, and then from there, obviously, they go and do a forensic analysis of that car, and then, like I said, the most important piece of that car is that onboard computer, which has so much information that even Tesla owners don't know what the extent of the information that car has on it. And I'm fairly confident that the owner of the car wasn't sophisticated enough to know how to wipe or to get rid of that information that's on that car.
Does it change anything? You know, we know the Tesla car is kind of like a smart car. And even though I'm not as technologically savvy as you are, Colin, I'm interested in knowing, does it change anything in terms of the investigation because the car was towed over into that impound lot? Does that change anything in terms of the data that might be on that car or anything like that?
No, I mean, when the car is on, it's gathering thousands and thousands of data points. Now, it was off, basically, we can presume that it was on up until the time it was towed. So they know where it was when it was towed to that. So the tow part isn't really mean anything other than chain of custody. So from the time that it was sitting there towed back 24, 48, or even 2 weeks, they're going to be able to know exactly where that car was, whether it was an accident. There's even cameras, interior and exterior, that are taking footage. So they're going to end up...
Or is this like... I'm not saying it's extra. You need evidence to put somebody in jail. You don't never want to just arrest somebody innocent, but y'all saying that like he just completely innocent. Like y'all don't even think he the suspect. Like, dang. If y'all search my car and y'all find a dead little girl in my trunk, what is y'all gonna think? Am I missing something? Like, bro, no people like what? You telling me somebody killed this girl and put them in a random person trunk? I'm not saying it ain't possible, but when y'all catch that on camera, folks, Teslas be having cameras on them. How I know this? Because when Fulio died, they was looking at the cameras to see how we got, they was shooting at the car and everything. They had cameras on them, folks. So if they put the, like, it looked good for him, I ain't gonna.
Likely knowing who was in the car prior to it being disposed of.
Make it no better.
And say, you know, because we know that this is also, again, a very big story because it kind of surrounds the singer David because the car was registered to him. But say investigators learn, you know, he has been cooperating with the investigation. Again, he hasn't been named as a suspect or anything like that. But say investigators learn that he was out on tour, or he was at an event or something. He has an alibi for the time frame that they believe the murder took place. What happens next in terms of how they find possibly who might else be involved in this?
Man, he did it.
Well, they're also going to find her phone. Possibly, they didn't say whether the phone was on her or not. And then the phone obviously is, especially for a 15-year-old, her whole life is in that phone. So they're going to be able to establish her circle of friends and start interviewing all of those people, as well as interviewing all the people around this rapper to see this music artist, to see if they know anything and they know what exactly happened. I mean, the bottom line is you don't crawl into a car and close the hood. You know, somebody had to have put her in that car, whether she was alive or dead when it happened. That will be something that the investigators will definitely find out. And I believe it happened in LAPD territory, and they're considered the best homicide investigators in the world. So I have absolute certainty that they're going to determine who did this or what happened.
And even that whole other aspect, because again, we're just learning this information pretty much today, is that
They
she was
talking about
reported
best homicide
missing about a
detectives
year
in the
ago.
world.
How important is that time frame of when she was missing and how long of a period that was? How will that kind of play into her death investigation?
Well, I think that that's important that the family lost track of her a year ago, but it still comes right back to that car and what was going on in the car prior to the tow truck picking it up, and then being able to establish the timeline. So in any investigation or violent crime investigation, the timeline is the most important. So they're going to have a timeline starting from when the car was found or when it was reported, and they'll go back 24, 48, or even 2 weeks, and they'll be able to identify every place that car was and likely where she was. And that'll be, with that, they'll be able to fill in the blanks and then identify who was involved in her death. Now, she may have not been killed. She may have died of a drug overdose and somebody put her in the car. Either way, somebody's responsible.
Who does that? Give me 5 cases in the last 100 years where that happened, and they just left the body there. Give me 5, just 5. But don't nobody do that, bro. Like, what is we talking about, bro?
Yeah, and I'm sure investigators and even her family are trying to find out what happened to her, if they can gather any type of details to figure out what all had happened. Colin, I want to thank you so much for your time and your insight into this case. I did have one final question for you. In terms of investigating a case like this where you have very little to go off of, how different is it to investigate a case like this now in 2025 where you have surveillance cameras, you have smart cars that gather all this technology and information as opposed to maybe like 20 years ago where we didn't have all this technology readily available like we do now?
Well, I think it kind of on its face, it appears cognitively that it should be easier, but in fact, it's actually harder because the investigators are just overloaded with data and information.
Right.
And at some point, AI will probably be taking a role in these kind of investigations to sift through the mountains of data that these.
But when I tell y'all, I don't know if y'all into the God, Jesus, or the Bible. When I tell y'all that Antichrist is gonna have something to do with AI, I'm not lying, for that AI. The AI is finna control this world. That is finna be an idol. That's finna be one of the biggest idols. Think about it. What's one of the biggest idols right now? Social media gotta be top 10. One of the biggest distractions. If we talking just distractions, I'll say top 3. Top 3. Even for me, sometimes I still get slipped up, caught up in social media. Be scrolling for like an hour, I don't even know. Not even an hour, not that long. Maybe like 20 minutes though, not even realizing, just scrolling. Right? Watching YouTube. I'll watch YouTube for some hours though. And just be going to sleep on it. When I had something to do today. Right? So it's like, and it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes we need a break, but it's like when it gets continuous, bro, it becomes a problem, folks. Like when it starts influencing your mind more than it's supposed to, it becomes a problem, bro. No cap.
Investigators receive from their court orders to Tesla or to the iPhone or wherever to kind of be able to filter out all the noise and be able to get to the point. 20 years ago, it was a matter of just going and interviewing people and getting their story. Now it's a whole different story with all these data points that investigators have to sift through.
And so with that being said, do you see that there might be a possibly end in sight in terms of the investigation anytime soon, or do you think that this might be a very long investigation?
Well, based upon it was in a Tesla, I would speculate that it's not going to be long. If it was in like a Mustang from the 60s that has no onboard computing ability, it would be kind of a different story. But like I said, that Tesla has so much data in it, and there's so many tools out there that will aid the investigators on getting through that data. I expect that they likely will quickly know exactly what happened to that girl.
Sure, and I hope that they find out soon what happened to her, because it's just devastating overall, just how horrible this case truly is. Again, Colin Schmidt, thank you so much for your time and insight into this case.
They already got 5 more details. Look at this, 1 day ago, folks. Like, that man caught. That man's out of there. Coincidence, really. She was found dead in the singer's car. Has the same tattoo. He wrote songs about her, referring to her. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, they talking about coincidence and drug overdose. Y'all is lace. Bro, she was 14, bro. Bro, that man is just... Matter of fact, I ain't never even heard of her. This man music career going off for the wrong reasons. Hey, y'all, he going crazy for the wrong reasons. When I tell you, I ain't never heard of him. They released her body to the What? What? He out? Bro, what is we talking about? Y'all, hold on, chat. Like, he is getting clout off. Like, bro, don't nobody know this man for... I ain't gonna say that. I didn't have a clue who this was, though. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, 38 million. Oh, he was popping. I'm tweaking. I ain't know him, though. I still didn't. He was popping, though, bro. 105 in the world. I don't know if he just started popping or he been... It look like he been popping, though, for sure. He got 1 billion. I might have heard a few of his songs, but... No, that's crazy, though. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I really listen to gospel music a lot, so I'm probably not gonna hear about these R&B artists, but I don't got too much to say, bro. All glory to God, bro. I started getting a little sleepy doing this video, for I apologize for. I'm probably finna get some sleep. I've had some sleep in a while, bro. Rest in peace to the girl, for I hope she got saved. I hope she in the kingdom of God. And to David, bro, if you did this, which I truly believe you did, I don't got nothing to say to you for all glory to God, bro. Hey, man. Jesus love y'all. I love y'all, but Jesus love y'all even alone, man. Stay blessed. May joy be with you all.